Welcome to the Get Unhooked Podcast with Jason Coombs, where experience meets insight. Jason Coombs, nationally recognized speaker, best-selling author, and founder of Brickhouse Recovery, shares hard-earned lessons on resilience, leadership, addiction, and mental health. No filters, no fluff, just real stories, practical wisdom, and a deeper look at what it takes to grow, lead, and keep moving forward. Now here's your host, Jason Coombs.
Hey guys, Jason Coombs here. Welcome back. Now, in this chapter 2, which is the superpower chapter, I want to talk to you about something that might surprise you, how emotional sensitivity, the kind we usually try to hide, might actually be a superpower. Now, I didn't always see it that way. As a kid, I felt everything. I saw the pain in other people. I cried easily. I took things to heart, and I got teased for it. A lot, actually. So I learned early on that I did what many of us want to do, which is to shove it down and suck it up and put on a mask. But that sensitivity, it never really went away. Instead, I learned to manage it by performing, being the perfect son, the achiever, the high school athlete. I was constantly trying to prove that I was good enough, especially to my parents. When alcohol entered the picture at age 17, something shifted. And that first drink erased my fear of not being accepted. It replaced shame with confidence, at least temporarily. And that moment, it was intoxicating, not just chemically, but emotionally. It quieted my anxiety disorder. It lifted my feelings of low and, feelings of depression. It seemed to solve the ADHD problem, but ultimately it was this shame that I began to see that I found a solution for it. The pattern began, and although I wasn't drinking every day and I wasn't drinking to party, I was drinking to feel okay in my own skin. That's a pattern I see over and over in people that struggle with substance use disorder and addiction. It's not about rebellion. It's not about weakness. It's not about finding relief from. Well, it's not a social thing. It's really more about finding relief from the relentless inner pain and that inner struggle. Later, when I got injured, I was prescribed Percocet, and it lit up the same pathways in my brain. This physical painkiller became an emotional one. And just like that, pills started doing for me what alcohol did, numbing the pain and inflating false confidence. My mom, God bless her, did what any loving parent would do, and she nurtured me. She followed the doctor's orders. She brought me the pills every 4 hours. She didn't know. None of us did. And that's the danger. Addiction often starts with these moments. And these moments look like care. They look like I'm helping my loved one with emotional pain. It's when emotional pain meets access to relief, whether that's pills, alcohol, or something else, a perfect storm can brew. And that storm brews right under the surface, so you oftentimes can't see it. I like to think of it as an allergy, because it is, and you have an abnormal reaction to substances. There is a series of symptoms that break out, and that's the phenomenon of craving, and it's in the mind, so you can't really see it like you could if it was an allergy to peanuts, for example. Here's what I wish I could tell my younger self. I would tell my younger self that your pain doesn't make you broken, and your feelings, your hypersensitivity, don't make you weak. They make you human. And if you lean into them instead of running and numbing those same feelings, that same sensitivity can and will become your strength or your superpower. And that's the irony. What felt like the thing that I needed to hide is now what allows me to connect to others and to serve and how to lead. So here's my invitation to you is take a moment to reflect. Are there parts of yourself that you've been numbing, hiding, or running from? Because those might just be your superpowers in disguise. And you don't have to be perfect. Just be honest about where you're at, and that's where real recovery begins. A couple of questions that I want you to reflect on about your loved one. What does addiction solve for your loved one? And I want you to write that down. What does the addiction solve for your loved one? What do they get from it? Meaning, what are the benefits that your loved one receives from using substances? What are the benefits? What are the costs? They might not see any, but from what you can tell, what are the costs that you see? And consider underlying challenges your loved one faces and has faced prior to picking up any drugs or a drink, like with my mental illnesses and diagnoses, that substances quieted a lot of that mental interference. So here's another self-reflection. Is what is your crutch? And what was going on with you prior to this taking over your life? Answers to these questions will help lead you to feelings of empathy, which is going to prepare you for the next principle and the next lesson. I just want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this show. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing these episodes so that they can help others. This is one way that you can give back and pay it forward, is by just passing along this free information to others that are possibly in need. Share it on social media, share it with your loved ones and family members. And don't forget, you can access my book on Audible, as well as on Amazon or on my website. As well as you can find information about our services at Brickhouse Recovery at brickhouserecovery.com.